I'm getting live to sort of cutting off the music before I transition to the new camera. Anyway, welcome back everybody, and it's good to see you guys in the live stream already. My name is Brian, and I am also known as Practically Geek. I don't know who came up with that name. It was me. So we've got a couple of live streams this week already. I think there might possibly be another one on Friday. It really depends on when I look in the PlayStation 5 aircraft list to see if something is in there, which it wasn't yesterday. It might be now. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, thank you everyone for spending some time with me this evening. I will be live again tomorrow night at the same time, looking at NZA Simulations Wanaka region. I think that's how you say it. Wanaka region, the 2024 edition, completely rebuilt for 2024. I've had a little look around, but if you know their sceneries by now, the regional packs are absolutely massive. We will be taking a look at it. We won't be going to every point of interest, but we will be having a good look at the main ones. And but for tonight, we're looking at the pre-release. So obviously, PlayStation 5 version of 2024 is out early access tomorrow, and then it comes out for everybody else next Monday, the 8th. And I have done a couple of live streams already from PlayStation 5. I'm using a very, very cheap capture card, which seems to be working fine. This is on PlayStation 5, mate. Yeah, this is on PlayStation. Bilbo, it's on PlayStation 5. This is on my old PlayStation 5. I don't even know if I can show you the PlayStation 5. To be honest with you, I don't really want to, because over there is a bit of a mess on the shelves. But my PlayStation 5 is finally sort of with me with everything else now. So the mouse that I've got plugged in, this old Corsair one, which is on its last legs, got it popped into the PlayStation 5, so I've got a bit more control over it. Got the PlayStation 5 controller sort of plugged in underneath me here, so it keeps its juice. And yeah, we'll have some more flying. If there's any places that you guys want to see, if there's anything you guys want me to do or check or anything like that, please let me know. Obviously, this is a brand new version that I've got now, so I had the beta installed. So my past live streams with the beta, this was a completely new download. It didn't really sort of add any more, data or anything onto the last one. This is a brand new download, so the other one's been deleted. This is a new version on my PlayStation 5. But yeah, let's get on with it, guys, because it's literally 1 minute to 7 now, so it'd be nice if I started on time. I'm actually straight in the menu here, so I've turned the cameras to that one now just because I don't really like that one. Evening, Dave. Good to see you. Hope I'm well. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Mr. Good evening. No pressure, but I've turned over from darts to watch this. Oh, no way. And I love darts as well. You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have, mate. Just have it on a second screen or your phone or something. I don't mind. A flight over Whitby would be amazing. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. I do like Whitby. Newcastle on later. Yeah, listen, guys. I mean, don't go away from your other things just to come with me. I mean, I make all my videos obviously available to watch again. So as you can see, I've actually got the mouse set up on the PlayStation 5. Now, you'll know it's a PlayStation 5. Well, at least I do. You'll see Supernova Storm, which is my PlayStation thing. So none of my PC stuff has carried over. It's a bit weird though, because this avatar on the beta was actually my PC one, so I'm a bit confused with that. So I've got absolutely nothing at all, and so just some of you guys might have seen this, but here is the settings menu for the PlayStation 5. Now, my PlayStation 5, just so you guys know, is a launch day PlayStation 5. It was one of the first, so it's one without. It's not a Slim or a Pro. It's basically the very first one. So basically, Sony made the PlayStation 5 obviously originally, but then they kept the same body, and they started to make the motherboard smaller, the cooling better, and they did some revisions inside the original looking PlayStation. And obviously then there was the slim model, then there was the Pro. Mine is literally the untampered one. It's got nothing. It's the original base copy. So what you're seeing tonight is a PlayStation 5 base standard from the launch day lot, and just to give you an idea of how it's performing on a base PlayStation 5, nothing too special. So basically this is the settings you get. Now I've been talking to people who've got the Pro, and I think they say that the settings are the same, but obviously performance will be noticeably better. I'm gonna turn off, and I might leave animals on, but I've turned off the aircraft, the parked aircraft and all that business. All we've got is basically medium and low settings. We don't have any high settings. I'll turn seatbelt visibility on for now. But yeah, that's basically it. Now, like I said before, I will try and go live again on Friday. It depends what is in this aircraft list. Now, the Red Bull Air Races are actually available on this now. They are in... I've turned the music off, guys, because in our little sort of PDF we got from Xbox, they said, just to be safe, turn the music off, but there shouldn't be any copyright strikes or anything like that. You'll see that National Air Races are coming soon still, but the Red Bull Air Races, I don't know if this was something that was available on PC. I've never checked, but it's there now, basically. Let's have a little look. Would look to see photogrammetry city. Yeah, I can do that for you, no problem. Surprised to see so many settings you can change on the console. Presumably they don't have a high performance class. No, I mean, I haven't checked what the low settings look like, to be honest with you, because I'll be very honest, this makes me feel a bit better about what I can turn down on my PC, because visually it's still really, really nice on PlayStation 5. The C17 is now there in the pre-release. It wasn't, and the boom is there. Wow. Okay, so I don't need to go live on Friday now, but I would like to possibly do a flight with the boom. You'll see it's Flight FX as well that I've done the boom, which I think I knew anyway. But I think I might go live possibly again on Friday and have a mess about with the boom. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to fly it, but I will have a little mess about with it in this stream. But I think in terms of another stream dedicated to that, and I can have a little practice. If there's any particular aircraft you would like me to look at in this stream as well, please let me know. Obviously, I don't have any of my usual aircraft. I've got no Just Flight stuff. I've got nothing that I'm used to. This is just they've sent me a copy of Premium Deluxe. So guys, just to let you know, obviously Xbox, Microsoft have and obviously Official Flight Simulator have sent me a copy of this to show you guys, just to let you know. So it is gifted to me, but they were very, very particular on not particular. I mean, they were very. They basically put in the jargon, in the text, that you're very welcome to speak as you like about it. They're not saying you can't talk bad about it, which is fantastic. But yeah, hasn't Norden survived PS5? I'm not too sure. I think I might be completely off there. What is the Norden? I'm not too sure. I'm using the wrong mouse straight off the bat. I mean, I've got two mouses sitting here next to me. Oh, have I got to use that? I can't use the mouse for this. Am I being completely stupid here? It's there. There you go. We can have a little flight in it if you like. What we'll do is we'll go over Whitby, because I know one of you guys, I think it was Bilbo himself, wants me to fly over Whitby, so we can have a go at that. I'm assuming it's the Whitby that I'm thinking of. I don't think it's got any photogrammetry. Hang on, how far is Whitby? It's by Scarborough, isn't it? Because I've been there a few times, to be fair, so I should know. Is it how far away is it from Scarborough? Is it there? Is that it? Is that Whitby? No, it's not, is it? There's Scarborough. Is it below Scarborough or above it? I'm pretty sure it's above it, but I can't actually find it. Am I being stupid with it? My geography... Do you know what? My geography isn't bad at all. My geography is quite good. I just can't find it. Is it actually that far? Is it really that far? It is. Wow, I did not know it was that far up. Holy crap. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, it's just because I actually didn't think it was that far away from Scarborough, because we've actually did. So a little, I'll tell you when we load it up, just so I'm not yapping away. Also, my computer mouse is there as well, because I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. Already getting the sounds as it loads in, but that's how fast it loads in, chaps and chapettes. If there's any chapettes in. Perfect. Right, let's have a little look. So you guys will have to let me know if the engine's getting too loud. What's your internet speed for reference? Let me have a little look for you, because I think it's just over 100. I should technically be getting higher, but you know what it's like. I should really complain. It's just straddling the 90 at the minute. But yeah, 90. But yeah, so obviously my past streams on the PlayStation 5 were on the beta. And this is the pre-release, so this is the... I'm assuming the copy people are going to get, maybe without any updates. There might be a launch day update, but it is out tomorrow in early access. So this is the copy that people are going to... I'm assuming are going to get, minus maybe some, you know, launch day patches and stuff like that. I asked about the norm because it sat around 2 million tries by the time it done with the model and the associated... Oh, okay. So yeah, the C-17 and a couple of other aircraft weren't in the beta as well. So maybe this wasn't as well. I didn't notice this, unfortunately. Yeah, so Mr. 817, the loading I noticed in the beta was like that, like compared to my PC. Absolutely, but don't forget it is loading in the community folder as well, so it is worth noting that maybe if your community folder, even if it's got a couple of gigs worth, technically still streaming, but it will affect loading time, surely. Obviously there's no community folder here, and this is as vanilla as it can get, because there's no third-party scenery installed on this. Yeah, no third-party aircraft installed in it as well. It just launched 9 minutes ago in New Zealand. Yeah, of course. So, I mean, technically now it's not really pre-launch, is it? It is for me. But yeah, obviously Whitby isn't photogrammetry, so it's not gonna look amazing, although, you know, the overall shape. Now, I think we are getting Whitby Castle down there. Let me just dive down and have a little look. Whitby being somewhere I've been a couple of times and done the stairs up to the castle. Oh, of course. I need to turn. I don't have all that turned on PC, so yeah, it's just because I was going a bit too fast. It does look like we've got Whitby Castle as a landscape. Sorry, a landmark rather. Yeah, that's definitely Whitby Castle there. It looks fine. I mean, obviously, it's not photogrammetry, but it looks good. So obviously, if people are watching this as an on-demand video, you know, it's going to be out on you know, on early access, which is out tomorrow. Interestingly, the Boom XB1 wasn't available yesterday to me, so honestly, I probably would have put that as the thumbnail. I'm probably going to change the thumbnail over to the. I might not, because I might do another live stream on Friday, having a look at that particular aircraft. I don't know yet. I might look at it in this stream, if I'm going to be particularly honest, because I'm really curious to see what it's like. But in terms of the scenery, I still think it looks fantastic. I really do. I don't know what Microsoft are doing. I've you know, I'm not too bad with me technology. I know bits. You know, I know there's people who know a lot more about software and how everything works, but I've heard a lot of people saying it's just a lot easier to optimize and build on the PlayStation 5 system. So for me, so far, not just here on this live stream, but with the pre-release copy of 2024 on PlayStation 5, I've had no stutters. There's been a bit of drops I've noticed in Los Angeles with the C-17. It was a bit yeah, I mean, still better than what I get on PC, which is insane. Sorry guys, I'm just overdoing it with the engine there. I apologize. Let's have a little look. True about the community folder. I think had some liveries. Yeah, I know liveries can be a pain in the ass in the community folder. They seem to be sort of 90% of any issues. I think it's if you install one that's not compatible with 2024, it really does mess with it. But I know Aerodessa, who, by the way, guys, if you're not on my Discord, it is linked in the description in my YouTube and the stream description. My Discord's in there if you guys want to join. That's obviously people watching now or people re-watching, but Aerodessa has a fantastic website, great resource, and it lists basically all the photogrammetry locations in the simulator and kind of ranks them and tells you which ones are a bit more sharper to ones that aren't as good. And the list is growing. And for me, on my last VR video, Malaga and Bilbao, for example, the photogrammetry in those cities, absolutely fantastic. So what we'll do is, I know that was only a short one, but what we'll do is we will have a little look at a photogrammetry city. In fact, what we'll do is we'll have a look at Bilbao because it just makes sense. And I will jump in the good old 172. Again, guys, I'm going to be live around maybe 2.5 hours, something like that. If there's any aircraft you want to see, if there's any basically any cities, any locations you'd like to see, let me know. I might go into the Boom XR because the Boom XB1 because why not? I'm just gutted now because I've got absolutely no liveries or anything. I'm gonna just go into the G1000. So basically, on PlayStation 5, you got the haptic feedback, the adaptive triggers, which Honestly, for me, it does feel nice with the rudder and just overall flying with the PS5 controller. The touchpad can be it can be customized, so you don't need to use it for your throttle. You can use it for your pitch trim and stuff like that, which is great. I did that in the last live stream, which worked out really good. Malaga is such an underrated city in real life, that is as well. You know what? It looks. I've seen some videos of it recently, and it looks really, really nice. There's 212 photogrammetry cities that are rated on my website. Wow. I mean, listen, guys, that is a commitment, and it really does help the community. So Malaga is just here. It's very, very south. It's, close to Gibraltar, and obviously not far from the coast of Africa. I think 81 miles or something like that. And I'm hoping it is photogrammetry on here, because it's really, really nice. And I mean, again, I'm using the same internet speed. One thing to point out, though, I am not wired into the PlayStation 5. This is on my wireless network. I am wired in on PC. So technically the speed I gave before probably won't be the same as the PlayStation, because the PlayStation's on wireless, but I think it'll be quite similar. So I do apologize for that. Not strictly true. But I have high hopes. It looks like it's photogrammetry from above anyway. We'll see how fast it loads as well, with it being a photogrammetry area. Another really, really fast load. Fantastic. It's getting better on PC. For sure. Now, one thing I do want to check. You'll see the photogrammetry is actually still loaded in. On the beta, the photogrammetry, we'll have a little check of this, because on the photogrammetry areas on the beta, when you circle the camera around, they fixed it. It still does it, but not as bad. So if you turn the camera around, you'll see the photogrammetry loading in. But on the beta, it was a hell of a lot worse. Now, this obviously could also be the speed it's getting to my PlayStation 5 as well. But it still looks really good. The photogrammetry in Malaga still looks really good, which is good to see. Still loading in. You can see it loading in. But again, it is really fast. So to the load times as well. Again, this is probably gonna be different for different people. I've noticed all of the key bindings are the same as well. You'll also see that I haven't actually done much on the PlayStation 5 copy, because it's still got the welcome message on the tablet. We'll skip that. See if you can find the bull ring. I know where that is, but as you can see, guys, actually, it still looks very, very good. I know where the bull ring is. It is a bit of a stutter there, as you can see. Bit of a stutter. I'll just swing that back to the normal view. But really happy to say that the photogrammetry here is nice, just as good as PC, in my opinion. Definitely doesn't load in as quickly as PC, but I'm going to suggest that is because of again, the PlayStation 5 running on wireless. I can't unplug it and put it in, unfortunately. I'm using wireless plugs that basically bring the internet port, the wired connection through the electric lines, which again is probably losing a bit of speed, but for me to be wired, I I am actually sitting directly under where the router is, really, but sorry, above where the router is, downstairs in the living room. But obviously, I don't want to take the port out of me PC and put it in the PS5. I'd rather run the PC with obviously OBS, which has allowed me to do this, you know, over on the PC. So what I would say is, in terms of judgments of how the photogrammetry is loading in the background, I would say that was purely down to my connection, possibly. But it is much improved from the beta, because I know it looked terrible when loading photogrammetry, sort of, you know, moving the camera around. The bull ring was, from what I remember, right under here. Have I gone a bit too far? I think I've gone a bit too far. There's a lot of data. It's about 90 gig last time I downloaded it. Okay. One thing that I did want to try is downloading. It didn't work in the beta. That's a good thing that oh, there it is there. I think that's it. Just on the top of the screen there. Just underneath the wing, at the tip of the wing. I think that's it. Or it's completely something else. Yeah, so what I do want to do is see if it's possible to download. I don't think it's going to be, because are they going to let you download the data onto the PS5? You'd have to have a you know, a replacement hard drive or an external hard drive, surely, but I know it wasn't letting you do it in the beta. Mr. 8, I only found it because I saw it when I was doing my VR video. But obviously it is one of those to find because it's hidden sort of behind that hill. Obviously we don't have a handcrafted Malaga airport, but you can see it off the tip of the nose there. It doesn't have a manual cache. You can specify how much is being put into it and where it's saved and stuff, but there's quite a few things that I wish 2024 still had over 20. I'm quite impressed with the clouds, and again, this is everything's running medium. So if anyone's interested in the graphics, it's medium. Whether that is medium that matches a PC, I don't know. I don't know sort of how much difference the medium setting on a PS5 would be to a medium setting on the PC. What I would say is, obviously, on the medium settings, there's only on the PlayStation 5 there's only so many toggles. Obviously on the PC you're going to be able to have some things as low and some things as medium. For the rest, I'm going to say that this is running probably on medium, and maybe when you flick it to low it does run on low. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to be. Oh, sorry. Rodessa, yeah. I know what you mean now. The scenery, yeah. Because obviously what they said was with 2024, they said obviously with the stuff that they were doing with 2024, if they had it as an install file, they said it would be stupid amounts of data. Didn't they say like whatever's over terabyte? They said it was going to be a hell of a lot, and I think people ended up saying, well, okay, fair enough, but let it be that choice of ours. Look at the actual the satellite data here. That is fantastic. It looks lovely. I don't know how they've done it, and I do feel sorry for Xbox console users, because I've seen so many comments on my streams and also in general just comments saying it just runs so much better on PlayStation 5, and I think I don't like to hear that. You know, I wish that both consoles would run just as nice, but look at, yeah, you could see a bit of a load in there. It was a bit noticeable. But Malaga has got quite a huge area. I think it does span to the national park just over to the right there as well. And again, Bilbao is the same, and there's loads of areas. As I say, Aerodessa's website, it's linked in my Discord. Aerodessa, if you're still watching, put it into the live chat as well, please. Feel free to do that. That's absolutely fine. And obviously it will be good for your PlayStation 5 as well if anyone's watching or re-watching the stream who are going to be flying for the first time on Microsoft Flight Simulator on PlayStation 5. And it is worth noting that as well, that it is quite a big deal, guys, because it's the first time that a Sony console has had Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's first time it's had a flight simulator, in all honesty, and come next year they're going to get the PSVR 2 support, and again, that's a big deal because not all PC users have been able to experience VR on the PC because either they just don't have VR, they haven't got a PC powerful enough to do VR, but obviously it can run Flight Simulator. What I'm saying is here is that accessibility wise, PS5 users have either already got a PSVR lying there, or it's much more accessible to them. So these guys are going to be able to experience 2024 in VR before most PC users. And the PSVR 2, I've never used it. I've used the first one, but the PSVR 2 I've heard good things about, and it's going to be a big deal. It's a big deal anyway. That the fact that we've got a flight simulator, the whole world streaming to the PS5. And yeah, okay, when you start digging into it, if you put it up against a PC, a high-powered PC, a 4090, a 5080, 4080, yeah, you're going to start seeing the differences. But me watching this now, granted it's through OBS and it's probably not the sharpest, but it still looks amazing. Alex, good to see you, mate. Let's have a little look here. Is there a flyby camera mode, static camera at ground level? Yes, you can do that, but for example, so this does have, I've noticed it does have flight control replay. Bear with me. I think this is it. Although it doesn't seem to be loading. So obviously flight control replay is already the default camera. Don't seem to be working. Plus, on the PC version, you do have the community folder where you can go and hide. You can hide the toolbar, which I personally used for obviously making videos and stuff like that. It does have a flyby camera, but you have to put it into showcase, which again, this is exactly the same as PC. I've noticed these menus are not as quick as the PC. The toolbar menus, some of them, they are a bit, I've noticed. I don't think I noticed that on the beta version, which is concerning, but we'll see. When the PlayStation 5 was being revealed, the speed at which it can receive data from the hard drive was emphasized. Yeah, I wonder if this title shows it to its. So it's still being streamed like the PC though, so you're not going to see much unless it does give you the ability to install aircraft to the hard drive. I can't see them letting you install scenery to the hard drive. Aircraft maybe. I will check up on that when we change location. but I've noticed the camera isn't working, which is a bit concerning because it worked absolutely fine. Input is fine. The air traffic control it actually comes out of the speakers, but it comes out the control speakers as well, which we've seen many games do. As I say, the touchpad can be customized. You can change its default throttle. So if I'll show you now. Well, hopefully I can show you. See if it does it on here. Yeah, it is doing it, but it's very, very... So I'll see. Hopefully I can show you it. So if I swipe across, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the throttle moving. It's nice. I would say customizing it to do the trim is actually a lot nicer. As I say, I can't really show you the adaptive triggers, but if you've used the PlayStation 5, you'll know that when these are sort of like me using the rudders now, there's a lot of force. There's you know, there's a bit of tension on them. I think the adaptive triggers work a lot better in shooting games, in my personal opinion. I don't think they add a lot to this experience. But the PS5 controller is one of the... I think it's the best controller that's been out. Again, in my opinion, I think it's just well-made controller. Especially those adaptive triggers as well. You can use gyro as well. Again, it's just added extra. I don't think many PS5 users are going to use it. Possibly for fighter jets. We'll see. Alex, good to see you, mate. Josh, would you say it's worth buying the premium deluxe version just for the sort of the added airports and the aircraft? You will find that most of the time people buy those particular versions for an aircraft or an airport that they want. Obviously, you're not going to get anything that someone with the base version can't have. Well, you are aircraft and airports, but there's no particular exclusives to those versions. What I mean by that is people on the base version can just go ahead and buy the particular aircraft. So with that being the case, I would say no, because unless the premium deluxe version is saving you money and there's a load of aircraft and airports that are added onto that version that you want, but it works out cheaper, then yeah, obviously do it that way. But they made it possible just to go ahead and buy the particular aircraft. So if there's one aircraft in the list of aircraft on the premium deluxe version that you really, really want, you can just buy it as an extra, or at least that's how I see it on the marketplace, is that you can just go and buy that aircraft rather than forking out extra for the premium deluxe version. So you got to weigh it up. Basically, you get extra airports, you get extra aircraft. Now, I don't know whether you can buy the extra airports. That's something maybe some other people in the chat can actually confirm, because I haven't seen it, but I know you can buy the aircraft. So if there's one particular aircraft in the premium deluxe version that you think, oh, I want to buy the premium deluxe just for that, don't do it, because you can just buy it separately. The night lighting looks gorgeous. Now, what I would like to say, hey, is that Jaegers or Jaegers? Is it Jaegers 1971? I told you I'll join. If you're the same dude from TikTok, then thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Really, really do. At least my little I'm going live advertisements are working. How much are the aircraft by themselves? They range differently. I will go into the marketplace because it is working. So we can have a look and see if it's changed since yesterday. The night lighting still looks really, really nice. I don't know if this is based on Sim Update 4 that's something I don't think I can tell you guys, because obviously night lighting in Sim Update 4 has got a 10 times better. Let's see if we can actually turn. I'm gonna go into a different aircraft soon and do as many locations as possible. Again, what I would say is I'm using a really, really dodgy mouse at the minute. It's not the greatest. Yeah, this might actually be Sim Update 4, and again, I don't know how they're gonna do all that kind of those updates. You can see that the actual, it's all loading in the background there as well. It looks fantastic though. It really, really does. It looks the same. Yeah, it actually does, mate. Yeah. I can't see why they wouldn't launch it, and I can't see why Sim Update 4 wouldn't be coming out around next week along with PlayStation 5. I found you on my software sim forums in a community at work. Nice. Is Xbox better than PlayStation 5? So I'm not going to get into that, but I've been told by a lot of people that the version of 2024 works much better on PS5. That's all I'm going to say on that matter, because I personally have used both consoles since the first Xbox and the second PlayStation, so PlayStation 2. I don't really have a favorite. In this case, I'm only going off what people have told me, that the PlayStation 5 version does perform better. Oh, hello, mate. You're all right. The avatars still look pretty nice. Yeah, I can see a tiny bit of loss of detail, but it still looks pretty good. The eyes still look a bit... Yeah. But... Yeah, apparently the PlayStation 5 version is a lot better in performance. Where should we go next, guys? What I want to do is what's going on there? Oh, it's like a little disco on the plane. What I want to do is I want to just look in the marketplace, just to show you guys. I've turned the music off because it was advised that we turn the music off just in case. I don't think it would be an issue. So it doesn't look like there's much difference in the marketplace. Obviously, the premium deluxe version was given to us. I can upgrade that for 600 Simverse credits. But I don't think I can show you any aircraft that are available to buy. Because everything's shown here. So the Indie Builds one, let's have a little look and see if there's any kind of price on this, because you get a free trial for 24 hours. 52 Simverse credits, but it's not actually giving me a price on the actual on the aircraft itself. It's not saying. It's also not letting me. It's also not letting me press on that. Let me just see if I can do that again. I don't want to spend too much time in this menu, but I don't think it's. I think it's the only aircraft that is available. Because as you can see underneath, everything else is owned. Which is basically the premium deluxe version aircrafts. Go to Manchester. Well, Manchester is just going to be a basic version. It's going to be handcrafted. And the city's not handcrafted either. You will see that this is 52 Simverse credits, and you can buy... Let's have a little look. 80 for 17.49. So, you know, this is priced at what? 14 quid, you know, something like that. Weirdly enough, it's the only aircraft that I can buy at the minute. But again, early access is out tomorrow. It's already out in New Zealand. But yeah, that's all I've got in the marketplace currently. It'd be interesting to see if there's any airports. Let's have a little look. So the only thing that is showing is obviously the world updates. Now, I've noticed that when I loaded in, some of the world updates weren't installed, or at least they weren't activated as more what you do in the 2024 version. Basically, you don't install them. So I've installed those. I haven't installed those two yet. But basically, on 2024, if you don't know already, you just activate them and they stream in. What I did say I did want to do is see if we can install onto the hard drive. So on PC, you would select any of these and you would press on them. And I don't think you can install them, and it wouldn't be over this side. And I don't think it's going to be a thing. Maybe the aircraft. I don't know if the aircraft are on here. It doesn't look like. I'm going to say that probably you're not going to be able to install any content on the PS5's hard drive, which it makes sense. You'd have to have a really, one of the SSDs you can install, by taking the side of the PlayStation 5 off. Let's have a little look, guys. Go to Manchester. A little bit of Thunderbirds about. Wait. A little bit of Thunderbirds about chappie next to you. What? I don't know. I don't know. Don't know, but behind me, I don't know. That little thing, that little box there is actually the module from the ultra wide module from the Pimax VR headset. That's a Quest 3. Something else over there as well. The little Raphael, Dassault Raphael model. That little yellow thing there. That is the Dassault Raphael model that Azor Poly sent me. I just got a little sick to my stomach. Oh, okay. Again, this is pre-release. I don't know if it's going to be a thing you can do, because I don't think any. And again, I get involved in the chat, guys, if anyone knows. But as far as I'm aware, that hasn't changed from the beta to this. You doesn't seem you can install any of the things, but again, this should be an option that they give users, because you can upgrade the PlayStation 5 hard drive. Do you know what I mean? So Mr. Yeah, he did. Yeah, the avatar models don't look much different on the PC anyway, and they all look a bit like. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Harry, all of the airports are on it basically, mate. I think what I've noticed as well, I did some. So I was looking at abandoned airports. Now, most of them that I've had a look at are, but some of them. There's one in Madrid. There was an airport that didn't ever open in Madrid, and it seems to be usable in the sim for some reason, and I'm not too sure why. One of you guys will know the name of it, because I can't remember, but there was an airport in Madrid just outside the city centre, and it seems to be usable on here and not closed. But that's fully closed now, but still there. Stupid question, how'd you push back from the gate? It's not a stupid question, mate. You can do it. So obviously on the PC we've got GSX that we can use, and that's the one I use mostly. But again, I don't really fly airliners that much. I will do my best to show the airliners on the stream as well. But obviously it showing so much on the stream, I can't really do everything, because it gets to the point where you can be on it hours and hours and show as much as possible and still not be able to show. But ATC is how you would push back the plane. You can go onto the air traffic control menu and do it. Cyberman, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that for me, I totally agree. I think that's another one with it given the user a choice of being able to download. But again, this is keep in mind that this is still pre-release. I really do need to check with Xbox, but from the looks of it, mate, there's absolutely nothing on there because it usually would be with disabled. It'll say install. It's the same as PC. It'll let you install it. I don't think there's anything behind me. Let me just double check. No. No. No, there's nothing behind me. It would actually be over the other side of the menu here. It's not letting you, and also the plane, or none of the planes are actually there as well. They're the ones that I don't have installed. So yeah, it don't look like that you're able to install them. And it doesn't show aircraft either. So interesting. Only abandoned one I know is Bristol, where Concorde was based. There's like a few different ones. There's one in Greece as well, which you can still use for some reason. I'm not too sure why. Yeah, Aerodessa, what I would say is anyone concerned about that is that obviously that wasn't a thing you could do straight away on the PC, and it's probably something that they might want you to be able to do on PlayStation 5, but it would be totally a different way of doing it. Again, give the player, the user, the ability to do that. Obviously, people have external hard drives, or at least they can take the SSD out the PlayStation 5, or add one in. Basically, they can take the side off and easily add one in. It's the easiest process. I haven't done it myself, but you can buy decent size SSDs for the M2 drives for the PlayStation 5 and pop those in. And if people want to be able to install them, then they should be able to, in my opinion. Which PS5 do you have? A base one, just the very, very first version. Honestly, a launch day version. It's not a special launch day version. It's from that time, so it's had none of the revised motherboards in it or cooling in it. It's one of the first. It's not a slim or a pro. It's just a base one. Which PS5 do you have, and how many frame rates do you have? I don't know what frame rate it is because it doesn't have the you can't activate the developer mode on the PlayStation 5, unfortunately. You can plug a mouse in and enjoy the HOTAS 1 at the minute. I know other companies are wanting to be able to add peripherals, or at least compatibility. It's the only thing in advanced options is allow third person mode, which is how you turn third person avatar walker mode on, which I'll do now so I can show you. Have you got the TUI livery on the 787 or the 737? On the 787, I don't think TUI have. They don't use the 787-8 the -10, so I don't think the livery is on there. Plus, there's nothing to buy for me on the marketplace yet. So this is just how it comes. I'll show you on here. L1 to get to the deliveries. KLM, Korean, and just a plain white one. And obviously, you'll be able to add more. Now, obviously, on PC, you've got flightsim.to. You can go and download endless supply of liveries, pop them in the community folder, and you're good to go. But there's a KLM. I'll show you there. So basically, again, it's good to let you guys know that Xbox and obviously Microsoft official did send me the premium deluxe version, so I could show you guys it on PlayStation 5. On PC, I have the Aviator edition. I will go and check out that airport. Yes, I can have a little look at that. Now, keep in mind, guys, again, there's going to be airports and aircraft you can buy on the marketplace eventually. I also want to take a look at the Boom XB1 as well. The 737, just the Max, obviously, again, we have versions of this. We have a passenger and a business jet version. And for this one, we get Qatar and some of the made-up airlines as well. United, Sun Express, S7, Qatar, the Boeing livery, obviously the Malaysian Airlines, which is shown in the trailer. Funnily enough, this is kind of what you get on PC, this kind of endless load sort of cycle, and it finally loads. This is something that isn't just what I personally get on PS5. It happens on PC as well. It will eventually load, but it's quicker literally just to load into a flight and see it that way. Let's have a little look at Qatar. I don't think they obviously fly to that. Can you show the marketplace? I did just before. The marketplace doesn't have anything on it at the minute. It's just literally shows me what aircraft I've got on the premium deluxe version and some of the world update. There's no content on the marketplace at the minute, unfortunately, guys. What I have got is, as I say, the Boom XB1, the supersonic aircraft, and the Red Bull Air Racers as well. Again, for you guys who are obviously just who aren't aware of the the flight sim on Xbox, on PC, or at least haven't experienced it or anything like that, and this is your first sort of experience with Flight Simulator on the PS5, then you do get all the airports, you get all the helipads, you get a lot of, I think you get all the oil rigs as well. But you're not going to, every airport isn't going to be handcrafted. So what I mean by that is it's not going to look exactly like the airport is in real life. That's obviously where the marketplace comes in, and if developers make that particular airport, you can buy it for a certain amount. Again, on PC, you've got freeware which you can download for free, put into a folder we call the community folder, and it's in there. It's not as high quality as a payware, for example, but it's still pretty good. How did you get an early access? Because I can play tomorrow. So this is pre-release. This has been sent through by Xbox for creators and people who are sort of, you know, who they choose to send through, basically. Early access is tomorrow. The game, the simulator. I don't really like calling it a game, but obviously a lot of people are calling it that. The simulator officially is out next Monday, the 8th. Okay, there's a little box next to your stream content. Check that box to install. I'll have a little look, Cybo, but I don't think that is... I'll check it when we've done this, but obviously this is Pristina. I know one of you guys was asking about the scenery itself. Again, it's not exactly how it is, you know, in real life. It's auto-generated. That's what it's called. Let's see if the camera works this time. Yes, the camera is working. So in the showcase camera, I can do a flyby, but I can also, showcase camera is great just to go and explore as well. So we can go off now. Luckily, I know all of the key bindings to control the speed of the camera. But this is what the airport looks like. Again, auto-generated default. This is what the airport looks like. It's not going to look like the actual airport. What I can do is show you guys what some of the airports look like, which we deem as handcrafted. You know, the airports that look exactly like them. You know, advertisements, the actual look and feel of the buildings, the control tower. You can see some of the photogrammetry, sorry, not the photogrammetry, but the satellite imagery around here isn't amazing. but the simulator sort of, what it does is it tries to look at the satellite imagery and build auto-generated buildings, how big and how tall they think it is. Sometimes it gets it great, sometimes it's absolutely terrible. I personally think X-Plane default airports are 1,000 times better. They really are. But again, I say that with respect. I just think that for some reason their default airports they look a bit more like the real airports. But yeah, the showcase camera's good for exploring. Again, obviously, we can mess about with flyby mode. There's no way of going back. I've on the PC, as you can imagine, there's ways to jump back into the. Oh, you can just do that. There you go. And as you can see, the actual textures outside are still loading in because we've been over the other side of the airport and now it's loading back in. Obviously, we've got walk around mode as well on 2024, which allows you to. That's what in experimental mode, if anyone's wondering, that's how you basically you touch the touchpad to go into third person. In experimental mode, in options, that's how you turn it on. So you get third person mode, but I like first person. It's a hell of a lot better as well. Let's have a little look. Please take a look. I will do. The option doesn't appear until you check the box. Just need confirmation so I can sleep tonight. Okay, I will do. Josh, no, mate. That's what I would say. Try and grab yourself a cheap mouse. Because in the airliners, you will want a mouse as well as a controller for obviously flying the aircraft. So, obviously, using the yoke and all that business, with your joystick, you to up and down with the flaps, you press, from what I remember, the directional pad. Obviously, flaps 5 on a Boeing. What else? What else am I trying to think? But basically, for example, if you don't have a mouse, you have to press, I believe it's R1 and L3. Yeah, so R1 and L3 takes it into cursor mode, and you would have to use your joystick to take the cursor and obviously do all these switches and buttons. If you've got a mouse plugged in, you can just use a mouse, and it's a hell of a lot easier because you can use the little scroll reel to flick between them. I would say anyone getting this on PS5, get yourself a mouse because it's a hell of a lot easier, like 1,000 times easier. Because if you haven't got a mouse, again, you have to press into cursor mode and use your joystick and press the cursor. When you've got yourself a mouse, you can use the controller and just put your right hand or left hand onto your mouse and manipulate everything, and it's just a hell of a lot easier. Silly question, but is likely to be any cars on the console version? I know there's PC mods, but so drivable cars. Likely, yeah. If it's on the marketplace on PC, it is likely that you're going to be able to buy them, download some of the Jeeps and the buggies and the vans that you can do. If you mean actual cars on the road as just like scenery, they are on the console version, and they've never looked good on the PC. They look exactly the same in the scenery as they do on the PC as well. Maybe the cursor can be... So this is something that was asked. So Cyber, it's a good question. Can you map to FreeCam? Now, what we can do is we'll have a little look, because this is something I was asked a while back and I never saw. So let's search by input. So you can see that the throttle axis has been changed. Sorry, when I search input and swipe my finger across the touchpad, you'll see that throttle access is enabled. Or at least, you know, it's mapped by default. Now, I think what you do is I think you have to highlight it, and on PC it's backspace. I'm not too sure what it is on. I'm not too sure what it is on PS5, how you delete it. Bear with me. I think you can. I think I'm in the way, guys. Bear with me 1 second. No, I'm not in the way. For some reason, it's not letting me delete it. Bear with me. Take off. Guys, all right? No, so Cybo, that was throttle access on the touchpad. You still have throttle access on. I think it's X and B, X and O. I'll show you now. So X and O is throttle, but also your touchpad is as well. But it doesn't seem to work on airliners. So you'll see on the Cessna it was working, but I've gone again. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. So on here, on the Cessna before, it did work, but on the airliners it doesn't. So I'm not too sure how it's going to work with the gyro. I think it's for a camera. Again, I know you can set the pitch trim to the touchpad, which is a hell of a lot easier. Let's have a look at cursor and see if it works for cursor. But you'd probably still have to activate cursor. If that makes sense, you would still have to activate cursor. So I still recommend getting a mouse. Cursor toggle, so you would have to somehow still activate the cursor. So yeah, so Cybo, yeah, I'll take off and I'll show the install thing that you want to see, but that's not a problem. Again, it is I appreciate, guys, that it is hard to show everything. So we're on flaps 5, which is for Boeing. Perfect. Okay, let's just quickly take off. Apologies, I'm getting the buttons mixed up. I apologise. So park and brake off. Although it's not going very fast, is it? So with the adaptive triggers right now, I can feel, you know, rumble. I can feel the sensation. I can feel the actual resistance in the adaptive triggers, which is great. It's fantastic. I just don't, I don't think that amazingly useful in a flight sim. right. I wouldn't say they're amazing, and that is a poor takeoff, guys. I do apologize. It is worth mentioning that the screen I've got in front of me isn't a full screen, it's OBS. Landing gear needs to be in, but I don't have at the top of my head a landing gear button. Actually, tell a lie, it's a directional left, I think. Don't know if you guys can hear that. That was actually the speaker from the PS5, the ATC coming through. Can the plane catch on fire? Not on PS5. On PC, you can download some freeware mods that activates, fires. They don't look realistic, but it's okay. The Innie-Builds 850 has got engine fires on it, which is pretty cool, and bird strikes as well. Aviation Switzerland, good to see you. Yeah, there's a lot to cover, and to be honest with you, on the PS5, I still think it's a lot harder to control than the PC, as you can imagine. But I do think that anyone wants to take it serious, get yourself a cheap mouse, just a cheap mouse to plug into your PS5, and use a mouse because it makes a difference. Are you able to talk with ATC from the joystick? Well, it has got a microphone, so I'm assuming you can, but I don't think there's any voice recognition for the ATC on here. You don't open the ATC button. What I would say as well, the actual the toolbar at the top is very finicky as well. So I don't know if you can hear it.
November 7 tree 8 Bravo. Frequency change.
So it does come through. It's pretty cool. I haven't tested the boom. I am going to though. Why plane bouncing? Because I'm not controlling it very well, mate. That's why. I'm not controlling it very well. It's also, there's probably a tiny bit of wind as well. It's also, I'm hand flying it as well. It's not in autopilot, so it's worth mentioning that as well. You can see the clouds as well, and I would say that one of the biggest graphic things for the PC is the volumetric clouds, and they look pretty good for being on medium. Again, the movement without a mouse, and obviously trying to click things without a mouse as well is pretty difficult. Again, the reason why I'm looking so close is my OBS screen. It's also bumping around on, look at this. Again, not too sure why that's happening. It was in autopilot. By the way, guys, I don't know how to fly Boeing. You can also see that I've got no control over this plane now. I had no control. It wasn't letting me do anything. But again, it's worth mentioning that I very rarely fly airliners, and right now it looks fine. It's not shaking about. It's actually in. I've just deactivated autopilot mode. No, it's not a physics issue. It's just my flying. It's honestly just my flying. I can barely fly the Airbuses. Boeing, I used to be able to fly the 737-800 in X-Plane 11 on PC. I was actually fairly good at it, but yeah, that's been a long time since I've done that. For anyone mentioning about the camera modes, it has a flyby, but you've got to basically do that. So you can do a flyby, but you just mess with the showcase camera and basically turn off. And basically turn off the toggle mode. You see the engines aren't rendered in there from a distance. But yeah, that's how you mess about with the showcase camera. I have got a live stream that basically shows you how to use the showcase camera, and it will work exactly the same on PlayStation 5. Are you able to play on PS5 with the A380, 737 safety, or is it payware? They're all payware aircraft. So A380 is from flyby simulations or fly-by-wire simulations. That is freeware. You can't get that on the marketplace anyway. The 777 and the A350, I think, is on the marketplace. So there should be aircraft that you can buy when the marketplace is working. Can you show the A320 liveries? Yeah, I can do, yeah. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm also getting rumbles in here. So it's worth noting as well that my speed isn't on here. So auto throttle isn't on. So I was going... That's why it's saying I'm crashing, guys, at the top of the screen. So I'm basically overspeeding. And obviously it's simulating the aircraft... overspeeding and essentially breaking up, but arming the auto throttle and bringing the speed back down to something a bit more realistic will help. And as you can see, it is dropping down as well. So what I'm going to do is, I know Cybo wants me to check the installation of the aircraft, which is absolutely fine. I tell you what, guys, I'm sorry to delay things getting done here, but the shadows and the you guys have just seen the biggest stutter I've ever seen on the PlayStation 5. You just look at the shadows and the scenery. The shadows and the clouds, they look really good. I'm really impressed with the visuals on PS5. I really am. I would say though, it's so hard to fly the airliners. That's my biggest thing I can take away for you guys, is I don't fly airliners a lot in the simulator anyway. On PC, I'm more of a general aviation flying, VFR and stuff like that. Just nice sort of scenic flights and stuff. But it's so much easier flying airliners on the PC. I would say the biggest, again, I'm gonna reiterate, definitely get yourself a mouse. Cybo, I know you want me to check this, mate, so I do apologize. All right, thanks. Another question: if you play online, are you able to see your friends or different players, their liveries, or only the standard ones? Good question. You can switch off overstressing the air. I know you can. Yeah, I do it on PC anyway. I will probably do at some point. Yeah, I'm aware. I've turned off all the visual assistants and stuff like that, like markers and stuff. So you play online, yes. So when you play online, if your friends, obviously it's not cross-play. We already know this. You can't cross-play, and all your stuff from PC doesn't appear on the PS5 and vice versa, unfortunately. Hopefully they change that. But as long as they've got the same aircraft and the same liveries, yes, you can see it on all aircraft, even the smaller ones, not just Boeing and Airbus. If your friends are using a livery that you haven't got installed, or an aircraft you haven't got, so say for example they're in an A350 but you don't own it, you will see something else. Most likely one of the bigger airliners like the A330 that's included in the simulator. So. Right, sorry, Cybo. I know you're waiting patiently, my friend. I do apologise. Let's have a little look for you, mate. Because again, it doesn't show the aircraft. So what I would say, mate, is that it's only showing scenery as well. It's not showing aircraft. So even though I go to air, okay. So hang on, tell a lie. Okay, the aircraft are on there. So I've clicked on it, but there's no box appearing, mate. So you're gonna have to be a bit more. Let's have a little look at the scenery as well. So if I go to City Update, France, I've clicked on it. Little box in the picture has checked. Yeah, it has checked, yeah. But if I uncheck it, nothing's appearing, mate. What basically I mean, mate, is when you on PC, when you check this box, something appears here and it says install, and you actually see it installing. I don't know if the 350 or the 777 are in the marketplace on PC. I think the A350 is. I'm not too sure about the 777 because that's PMDG. I'm not too sure about the A350. In the PS5, no, there's nothing in the marketplace yet, so I couldn't show you. If I was live streaming tomorrow, possibly it might actually show them. Potentially, I'm not too sure how. It might even only be on the 8th. It might only be next week, so it might only start appearing with stuff on the launch day, which is the 8th. Cyber, mate, no, because as I say, when you click the little boxes, all it's showing me is I can disable it. So if I disable it, it won't stream it. On the PC, when you click these, a new box appears and it says install. It doesn't mean it's never going to be a thing, though, mate. I mean, I will try and reach out to Xbox and see if it's planned. I do have a line of basically an email to someone I can speak to regarding the PlayStation 5. So if you're on Discord or social media, Cybo, then everything's linked in the video stream description. So if you're on Discord or on social media, come and join me. And obviously, just remind me. I'll send them an email and see what's going on with all that. Patty, I know Patty was on about the A320 liveries. So obviously with the base sim, we get the A320, A321 from EMEET, which is this way. The Neo and the 330 and the 321. Sorry, the A321, the A320 Neo, and the A330. I hope so, Cybo. I hope they do. I hope they get something sorted with it, because it should be something that they give users an option for. So in terms of A320 liveries, we obviously just get the normal house livery. For some reason, there you go, it's loaded. EasyJet, of course. Global Freight Airlines, which I think is a made-up one for just Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think. Iberia, Orbit, Pacifica, Spirit. Yeah, there we go. We got Spirit. But again, on the marketplace, there is going to be liveries available, and they're probably going to cost. Oh, look, we got Wizz Air as well. Look at that. But yeah, on the marketplace, there will be liveries available for these aircraft. Again, I can't confirm when or what aircraft they're going to be for. A321, I think they're quite similar. Air New Zealand, there seems to be one of them that's already down as a default. Again, some of the aircraft have got variants or variations, so they got like chartered ones with the different cabins in and stuff like that. A321, we've got a few more. Air New Zealand, the Airbus House Livery, EasyJet, Jet2 as well, KLM, because KLM got some of the A321 Neos, which look amazing, and Wizz Air as well. Again, there's nothing on Marketplace as of yet, guys, unfortunately. They just haven't appeared yet. They most likely appear on the 8th, but with early access starting literally within 3 to 4 hours, or at least in the UK tomorrow and everywhere else, it's whether they're going to be adding them in for early access. I'd hope so, because obviously if you're paying for a pre-order and getting early access, you'll want the full shebang, you know what I mean? You'll want to be able to use all that. Right, let's try and do more flying, because we haven't been doing too much flying. What I am going to do, guys, is I am going to try the Boom XB1, and I mean that with the biggest try, because I've never flown it. I don't know what to expect, so expect the worst. Let me go on to flight model. Oh, no, we don't want to do that, do we? Let me go on to flight model and take out the... Is it flight model? Can we take out the crashing thing? Is it in? What is it? It might have to be legacy. Let's just stick it on that for now. Patty, I think they are. I'm pretty certain they are in the standard version, because they don't appear in the marketplaces. On my marketplace, it shows me what's in the premium deluxe version, and it just says own next to them. And the A321 and the 737 aren't in that list. It's just some other ones. So yeah, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try the XB1, because I'm very, very curious, and I am happy that it has made it in on time for the stream. Yeah, maybe it isn't in the assistance tab, actually. Yeah, just bear with us. So the menus, what I can say, the menus are very, very nice to navigate with the PS5 controller. I would say if you're using a mouse with the PS5, honestly, you only need to use the mouse with the cockpits. The menus, you're just clicking the R3 buttons and the L1 buttons, and stuff like that. I'm in the way here, aren't I? Disable crash damage. There we go. There you go. That's what we wanted. It's been ages since I've looked into them. Let's see what liveries are with the Boom. I know not many people are going to be interested in the Boom. Oh, there's only that one. Look at that thing, man. It's like a fighter jet meets Concorde. Yeah. Now I know it's based at the Mojave test range. Can we see? Oh, do you know what? I keep on using the keypad, guys. I keep on literally typing on my keypad. My keyboard. Is it that one? Is it that one? Yeah, I think it's this one. I think this is where it's based. So I am using the base PS5. a standard PS5. In fact, it's one of the very first PS5s. It hasn't had any motherboard changes to it. Like, they started to revise the PS5. It's just one of the big fellas standing tall to me left there. No, this is Boom Supersonic. These are the Boom Overture. So as you can see, guys, the actual load time now, it hasn't loaded yet. So every load I've done thus far on this live stream, it's been pretty instant, 2 to 3 seconds. This one's taken a bit longer. Not too sure why. No, I think this is basically the prototype to the Boom Overture, which is basically America's effort to get supersonic transport back into the world, obviously after Concorde not being here. So I think the main one is called Boom Overture, and that's the one that's going to carry passengers. This is the Boom XB1, which is the prototype, the one that they've already flown this. I believe it went well. So, but this is one of the one. Oh, I apologize, guys. Oh, to start that again now. This again, they've flown this one, and this is the one that was obviously advertised in the PS5 live stream, which I didn't pick that end of the runway, so that's a bit mad. But it's cool that we've got it on here as well. And there's also another aircraft. What was it? Was it a T-38?
Launcher departing straight out.
You can also see that there was a memory sign come up there, guys. I don't know if anyone can catch that, but that is something I've not even had on a PC. I've had different warnings on PC, but I've not had that particular warning. So this is the inside of the Boom, which, to be very, very honest, looks pretty well modeled, considering it's a prototype aircraft that they must have had access to model a cockpit. I don't know how spot on this is. Also, as well, the engines don't seem to be on, which is mad. The actual aircraft doesn't seem to be on. Let's have a little look around it. What I would say is that the modeling is still really, really nice. You know, the aircrafts are modeled really well. Like, I don't know what's happening there. That's pretty cool. What I am getting is, I am getting a lot of stutters now. So I will say that for all my time with the PS5 versions, that's the beta and the pre-release version, I think I've had one major stutter, which you guys saw before in the 737. I am getting quite a few stutters now. You can see it happening on screen, and I don't think that is to do with OBS. I think that is the simulator. So at the minute, what I would say is I am not seeing the PS5 version on a screen. I haven't got it on another screen to see the full size preview. I've actually got it plugged into a capture card into my PC, and I'm just seeing the preview on OBS. So it's not also showing on a different screen elsewhere. I am just looking at it through OBS. That's the way I'm doing it. Which version of Simulator? This is the Premium Deluxe version that was sent to us from Microsoft. The world's first, yeah. So it's only going to be the guys with the money who are going to be on this, the civil version. Yeah, it's a premium deluxe version. It's cool, but what I would say is, it's not powered up. Now, I need to remember how you do the power up sequence. It's Control E on the PC, but we don't have Control E, so is it that? You can also see that it hasn't loaded up inside here either. So you'll actually see the textures haven't loaded up. Since we've been out, it hasn't loaded the textures up, which is concerning. Right, I'm going to have to look at what it is to load the engine, because I wouldn't know how to start this aircraft up, guys. I'm not being funny or anything, but if you know how to start this aircraft up from cold and dark, then fair play, fair play. Is it auto engine start, I think, or something like that? Let's have a little look. So like I said before, the mouse, if you're going to use a mouse, I would literally just use... That's autopilot disengaged. Yeah, I would only use your mouse for actual airliners to start, you know, to use them. To you know, use to control different toggles, switches, and screens on an airliner. That's the only reason why I'd use a mouse. The menus like this are very easy to navigate with the PlayStation 5 controller. Let's see if we can actually load this up. Again, it's not load. The actual you can see, guys, the actual textures aren't loading up in here at all, which is horrible. And you guys have seen the simulator so far. It's been loading things quite instantly. Photogrammetry, yeah, it takes a second, but not like this. This is concerning, because this is one of the aircraft that are launching alongside the PS5. I'm going to restart it because it doesn't like this aircraft. It doesn't like this aircraft at all. But I do want to try it out. I would really like to try it out because it looks pretty cool. It wasn't in the beta, and it wasn't. So this pre-release version of 2024 on PS5 was downloaded yesterday, and the Boom XB1 was not in it at all. So there is another aircraft that is supposed to be releasing with the PS5. Let me see if it's in there. It just might not be ready, but as you can imagine, it's a small aircraft. There's not much inside it, but it was very capable of loading the 737 in with all of its avionics and systems. So that's why I'm thinking, why is it not loading this aircraft in? Pretty sure the other aircraft was the T-38, but I can't see it. Something along those lines. No. So that wasn't the one. Yeah, I don't think the other one's in there at this minute in time. I know the C-17 wasn't available in the beta, and I think the Cirrus SR7 the Cirrus SR622 wasn't also available in the beta as well, which is interesting. It doesn't look like the other one is in here, but there is another aircraft. So let's flick it back onto the Boom and let's try it elsewhere. Let's see if it can. And it's again concerning because the Mojave isn't a handcrafted airport, so there shouldn't really be any reason why it's having issues there. I think this aircraft belongs in Area 51, doesn't it? Let's see if it loads Area 51 up. or at least it loads the aircraft in Area 51. Because I do really want to try it. It looks interesting. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoying the live stream. If you do, I'm sorry that some of it's been a bit iffy. It hasn't even loaded the external textures on this part. Yeah, it's not good, is it? It's having trouble with this. Wow. Wow, it's not liking this aircraft at all. I'm probably gonna have to live stream with this aircraft at a later date, and make it its own live stream because yeah. Aviator Edition would be better than Premium Deluxe, but it'd be a bit more expensive. But again, I'd say with the editions, make sure that you're obviously buying them for at least a good couple of aircraft, you know, and airports. Don't buy them for one or two because you can just buy them separate anyway. So yeah, it's definitely 2024 Roblox Edition. This is just, I mean, it's not even Roblox Edition, is it? It's not even loading. Look, we've got one of the liveries on the side loading. But yeah, this aircraft wasn't available to me yesterday, and it looks like it's come into it and it's available. What I am going to do, guys, is I am just going to close it down because it'd be quite nice to show you guys how long it takes to load in, and it doesn't load as slowly as the PC version. But again, my version has got the community folder and stuff like that, and although it's not loading it's not loading those in, it's still streaming the community folder. It's interesting to see. I am going to try it one more time, but then I'm going to leave it out. I'm going to give it a couple of days and most likely do a short live stream later this week and try and do some flying in the XB1. Practice it when it finally works and then do a live stream purely on that particular aircraft. Yeah, Harry, I'm going to, mate. I'm gonna load it back in. I think this also is a nice thing to show you guys, the initial load. Again, running on a standard PS5, I think just the hard drive is most likely. I don't know if they improved the load times on the slim or the newer models. Certainly on the Pro version, it would be loading quicker. But yeah, we will fly in another jet. I'm just curious because, as I say, I was really gutted that it wasn't included when I first loaded this in. But for me, a lot of people said that these scenes, this trailer right now, is basically the trailer we saw for the PS5. None of this would look as good. I think it looks just as good. I think this is probably running on a PS5 Pro personally. But I still think it looks nice. Really nice visually. So this is running on a standard PS5, guys, okay? I know a couple of you guys are obviously joining and not hearing me say it, but this is just a standard PS5. My PS5 was bought on launch day, and it's had none of the motherboard revisions in it, the cooling revision. This is the bog standard as it comes PS5, so not a Slim or a Pro. And that's what I'm running it on. So again, please bear with me. I'm going to try this because I do want to see this aircraft in action because it looks pretty cool. I'm going to try it one more time, and if it doesn't work, then we are going to do something else. If you guys have got any recommendations on what to fly or where to fly, please let me know and I will do that. And then as I say, if this doesn't work now, please make sure subscribe, go to my social media pages or my Discord, and I will once this is working, if it doesn't work now, I will do another live stream later this week before the sim officially releases next Monday. That load was a lot quicker, and it looks like it's loaded in. Yeah, the Globemaster. I've been in the C-17. Let's have a little look. Right, so as you can see, guys, this is loaded in. It's also powered up as well. when you start on the runway, it does power up. So for some reason, it just wasn't having any of it. I tell you what, that looks bloody gorgeous. Like, again, it's still baffling me that they've got this running on PlayStation 5. I know it's we're getting more powerful with these consoles, but it is really nice. Let's see what we've got in terms of what this is like to take off, because I don't know. I've noticed we haven't got any sound, which is interesting. There's no sound. So personally, I don't think this is ready for the prime time yet. No sound. There's the landing gear. Landing gear is right directional button. But it's very interesting. Again, no sound, so I can't really I can't really give you a nice proper look at this. Texture wise and the reflections on the canopy and the speed of it is ridiculous. I'm assuming it probably does have, it wants to go vertical as well. It's more than likely got there's the engine start buttons. There's probably a way to go supersonic, but I don't know that. I couldn't tell you because I don't know this aircraft well enough. I'll most likely probably do another live stream just to show it hitting supersonic. You know, we're already past 16,000. It doesn't look to be going very fast. There must be an actual button or something, a procedure, a sequence to make it go supersonic. But it looks great. It just hasn't got any sound. The source isn't wrong. It's, you can actually hear the simulator. It is working. There is actually sound. You can hear the menus. You can also hear the menu sounds. There's the afterburners there. I think until some of the better pilots on the sim get into the how to do it. Now I know with the it was the Dark Star, they had actual special missions for it. But no, the volume's definitely up because you can hear the menu music. No menu sound on your side. There's no menu music, but you can hear the clicks. Definitely there, because can you guys hear the PlayStation sounds? Because the music is down on this, so if I go to sound, the music is turned down for a reason. So you guys can't hear it. I can't even hear the music at this point. Let me know if you guys can hear that. If you can hear the menu sound and the music now, let me know. Because we had the engine sounds before from the aircraft. Yes, you can hear the music. Okay. Okay, so I think the boom aircraft is probably just a bit buggered at the minute. Globemaster, again, I'm not fully not so much confident with the Globemaster. It's just that I remember it wasn't in the beta, so I'm not too sure. The game in early access, I think if you pre-ordered it at a certain time, is out tomorrow. It's next Monday the 8th. The simulator is out next Monday the 8th, officially, that it can be bought. Boz come down. Would you reckon the C-17 can take off from there? Yeah, I think that aircraft's just having a bad time. Because it took me to basically reload the sim, didn't it? And again, as I say, it wasn't available yesterday. So it's probably going to need a bit of a tweak. Buzz come down. There we go. Back in the old United Kingdom. C-17 won't be able to come up from this, will it? I mean, the C-17 can do some short takeoffs. Oh, hang on. C-17 will be easily from there. That's a military base, isn't it? I did not know this aircraft. Now, obviously, Bryce Norton and Mildenhall and Fairford, but I didn't know about this one. This is quite a decent size. Jesus. Okay, fair enough. We'll go from there. We'll go from there. If you are enjoying the live stream, please leave a like. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do live stream quite regularly. Obviously, the PlayStation 5, I mostly stream from the PC. I've got a stream from the PC tomorrow with NZA Simulations Wanaka region. I've got a giveaway for 2 copies for that. Loads. I've got loads coming. I've got loads. Here's the Globemaster. Sound is a bit off, but again, I'm going to blame the capture card. Oh, your mask isn't on me. Oh no, it's not, just hovering. Yeah. So this looks like to be in a bit better of a shape. We've got sounds. This wasn't in the beta, this aircraft. The A400 was, but the C-17 wasn't. It's where they test the new RAF planes. I didn't know, mate. I didn't know. The pre-orders for early access, if you've got early access, it's tomorrow. And then the game is, or simulator is out next Monday the 8th. Is this a PS4 base or Pro? It's a base. It's a very old base. It's a launch day base model with nothing new and no memory, no motherboard revision or anything. It's the bog standard. It's as base and bog standard as you can get. Okay, my PS5 is an old fella and he's still going. I can't believe he's still going. Let's see if we can get this frigger off the ground, because honest to God, again, this is not an aircraft I would usually fly. We've definitely got takeoff flaps. The Canadian Air Force C-17. Doesn't come with any RAF ones, unfortunately. You can download them for free on the PC version on freeware website. It's going everywhere though. We get these every so often at Liverpool doing ILS training, which is pretty cool. Gear up. Running really nicely. What I would say is it's running nicely. I am gonna just put a few clouds on here. Look at that. Take it back into the summer so we've got a bit more light. The lighting and shadows and everything on the PS5, they've done really well. Really well. Like, I am impressed, and that's coming from someone who's, again, just using it on PC. You can see that the satellite imagery did start to load in there as well, so I am still wondering if they'll fix that, but again, my internet speed is about, what, 90 or 80 megabytes, so it's definitely not the fastest what some people are getting. So if you guys have got over 100, 200, you know, some people have got, you know, gigabytes internet, you know, so but even then it is looking fantastic. And I say that as a PC user who has got a fairly decent PC and whacks the graphics up to the highest, or at least I try to. PC, I've got all the specs will be in the description. i7 14700K, RTX 4070 Ti Super, and what I would say is that is able to handle a mixture of high and ultra graphics. It's also powerful enough to run this little beast, the Pimax Crystal Super. Not in the biggest resolution settings, but this is a 4K VR headset, and the 4070 Ti can run that and at a good refresh rate as well, so it's decent enough. Pretty sure you can open the back on the C17. I think you can, but we won't do that. I know the A400 you can do. Just wondering if the tablet's working on this. Let's have a little look. Is it even working? Doesn't seem to be letting me wanting to press those for some reason. Maybe you can't on the air. Oh, I'm pretty sure you can do it in the air, because that's the point in it. No, I'm not on PS5 Pro. This is the bog standard PS5. I can't really show you. Bear with me 1 second. You'll have to excuse the mess. It's a bog standard PS5. See? See? I'm not hiding the PS5 Pro anywhere. It's connected up to the box here. See? There I am. There I am. It's a standard PS5. Like, you know, one of the original PS5s. Very impressive. Like, there must have been an issue with the Boom XB, because the frame rate and the fact that it's not stuttering at all. Satellite imagery, yeah, I think my PS5 isn't getting my full speed. But when you leave it for a second, if you look, the ground looks fantastic. And the only thing you can't really do on PC, which is helpful on the PC, you can't do on the PS5, which you can do on the PC, is developer mode, where you can basically just grab your aircraft and fling it anywhere and sort of carry on flying, or change aircraft on the fly without doing anything. Is there other liveries for the C-17? There is other liveries. There's like the factory one. I'll show you guys now if they load up. The Canadian Air Force one, there isn't I don't think there's a US one or a UK one. There's the house colours, which is fictional, but it looks pretty cool. Then there's the Miltech, who obviously do it, create it, and then the factory primer one, which looks pretty cool. That's the one in the thumbnail that I've got. And then just the default one with nothing on there. Again, on PC you can load up free ones, and there's the UK Air Force on there as well. Again, this is the premium deluxe version. I'm not going to try the Boom again. I'm going to leave that a couple of days. What I do want to try is the usual thing that people try. On, let's have a look. Let's have a go in the Thunderbolts, because there's not one that I've actually flown a lot of. Tokyo. Now this isn't a place where you'd usually find the Thunderbolts, but it's a city that I can personally say my PC struggles with. So I am curious to see, because this is a photogrammetry area, a large photogrammetry area. And even my PC struggles with Tokyo. How about some gliding? Yeah, we can do a bit of gliding. We are heading towards the end of the stream now, unfortunately. I personally only have a limit of about 2.5 hours, so look at the Thunderbolt light up there. Again, not one that I fly in the sim. In fact, I don't really fly fighter jets in the simulator, so this is different for me. This is different. Do keyboard and mouse work on the PS5? The mouse does. I'm not too sure about a keyboard. I'm using a mouse, as you can see, just an old Corsair mouse, and I would say the menus are really fine with the PS5 controller. They don't really need a mouse, but it's just when you're navigating the switches and stuff. So navigating switches in any type of cockpit, mostly your airliners, you will definitely. I think my strongest recommendation is to use a mouse, because it makes a world of difference. Let's get on some... Oh, look at the clouds there. Let's get it into August. Is it worth getting more than the standard edition? If you want a number of aircraft or airports in the bigger edition, so your premium deluxe and stuff, if there's more than one aircraft, then yes. If you just want it for one particular aircraft, then you can buy them separately. So I can't really recommend getting a bigger edition, spending more money just if you want one aircraft. That's my recommendation anyway. I only got the Aviator edition on PC because I wanted all the aircraft basically. Me gusto mucho. Is it worth getting the standard edition? How about gliding? Yeah, I might do some gliding towards the end. They should add console mods. They should at least have a way of getting the freeware stuff onto console would be nice. A little bit of info for you guys. Tokyo is huge. I downloaded the manual check in Flight Sim 20, 450 gigabytes. No wonder they want you to stream this simulator. You're the best flight simulator keyboard. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And obviously, if you I'm happy enough with the Cessna. I love flying the 172 and the Piper PA-28, just doing some nice cross-country flying. That's my type of flying in the simulator. Long ago, I did like to do Boeing 737, the Zeebo mod back in X-Plane 11. I did that a lot. It was really, really fun. So I can definitely understand. But for me, with the way the simulators have rendered the scenery nowadays with so much detail, I don't really want to be at 40,000 feet up in an airliner and just watching the clouds. I'd rather be down below checking out the scenery, seeing places that I've never seen and seeing places that I've seen before from above rendered in the simulator like this. It's so good. Tokyo is definitely a high demanding place on the PC for me. You can actually see it stuttering now that we've got into some clouds and possibly getting a bit closer to the center of Tokyo. But it definitely is a lot smoother on PS5. Okay, probably not as good looking, but I tell you what, it is nice. You can see some things just jumping in and stuff. What if my internet speed is just 1 gig per 2 hours? Yeah, you'll struggle. What I would say is obviously installing the actual base sim. I think it's only about 15 gig, 20 gig, because everything else is streamed. So you won't be downloading this for ages. So when you do get your hands on it, you'll be into the simulator quite quick, for sure. You can also say you can also hear the aircraft system is saying obstacles. I don't know if you heard that. Altitude, sorry, not obstacles. Altitude. I tell you what, this is all photogrammetry and some custom made points of interest. The photogrammetry isn't amazing, but performance is fantastic. And we're right into the thick of it. We're low. I would say the photogrammetry has got that horrible green texture to it, which Aerodessa, you might know this a bit better, my friend, because you're the photogrammetry king. Have you noticed the green it's not just the PC, it looks like the PlayStation 5 have got it, like the shadows of these buildings, they rendered like a green, and some photogrammetry cities don't have it. It's perfect. You can also see that there's a boat on its side here. Ah, yeah, that famous Tokyo landmark, the sideways boat. It's not bad. I would say it's got a bit... I tell you what, the frame rate's dropped, definitely, now that we're in the thick of it. You guys can obviously see that at this point. But again, that on my PC, it looks like a slideshow. It really does. I have to be very, very generous with my graphics settings when I'm in Tokyo. But you can see that a base PS5 is starting to kind of... Yeah, it's struggling a bit. Definitely struggling a bit. Oh, it can be... Oh, nice. Okay, perfect. Just got a PS5 Christmas, taking all my willpower not to open it. Can't wait to try it. Nice. Well, I believe that this is it does run better on PS5 than Xbox consoles, which I'm not gonna sit there and go, you know, which is great. It's not. I think they need to get the Xbox version sorted ASAP so that the performance is equal or, you know, just as good. Have a look at the Antarctic. I mean, there's not going to be much there, Dexter, but it's not too bad. Like, yeah, Tokyo doesn't look like a great place to live. I'm just hoping that the servers and how stable everything is going to be, or, you know, from tomorrow when early access comes and everyone's still able to get, you know, a really nice some really nice performance, because so far I'm impressed with it still. The beta was great. I absolutely praising it because it was great. And it still seems to be good now. Yeah, I must admit I do want to upgrade the PS5 to a Pro if I ever get the opportunity, mostly for GTA 6, of course, when it does eventually come out. Personally, I won't... This won't be something I go on a lot. I might do other live streams from the PS5. So the menu went off there a bit. I might do another one with the XB1 to see if it has been fixed. But again, if you guys join my Discord and my social media, I will schedule that if I do decide to do that. But I'm going to have to check throughout the week and see if it gets better, because it's definitely something I want to try out and learn to obviously go supersonic. So if you're interested in seeing more of it, I will do. But there's only so much I can show over the couple of hours. So again, we will go to somewhere that is, again, a kind of a benchmark type of location, which is New York, of course. We'll have a little fly through over here. Do you think there will be VATs? I don't think so. The same way as I don't think they're going to be able to implement the freeware stuff. I don't think so. It'd be nice if they tried to get the freeware stuff over onto the official store somehow, but I don't know. So on the PC version, I do have a scenery pack installed, the Samscene 3D New York, which is nice. As standard, it's just a photogrammetry, which it's not the best location for photogrammetry. It's all right. It looks decent. The bridges aren't the best, but what I would say is, performance seems pretty good. Can I use a mouse? Well, I know the mouse works as I've got my Corsair one plugged in here. And as I say, the menus are great. That the PS5 control can navigate the menus fairly nicely. It's just when you're using something like with a screen or buttons, you'll definitely want a mouse so you can kind of hand fly the aircraft with one hand, use your mouse to press on buttons and zoom in where you need to be and stuff. I think that makes a big difference. You know, so you can turn on your autopilot and stuff like that. Especially airliners. I think if you want to fly airliners on the PS5, you'll want to use a mouse. I don't know about a keyboard. I haven't got a spare one to try it out with. I bought me a self-gift PS5 a week ago. $700 now for my Slim. Do you go to... No, I really want to go to the... I haven't got a clue if we're back, guys. You are back. I listen, guys, I apologize. I didn't expect it to do that, and I'm honest to God, it could happen again. It could very well happen again. I've been live streaming for 2 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes now, and yeah. If you can let me know if you can hear me and everything's coming through still. It seems OBS seems to look like it is. I can only apologize. The PS5 is still running. It's, as you can see, that was where I paused it. I don't know. I do apologize. The last time this happened was on the VR headset. So when I was initially setting up the Pimax headset, I had these crashes. If it happens again, I apologize. And if it does happen again, I would probably consider that the end of the live stream. So if it goes off again, guys, I'm very concerned about the PC at this point, because with this whole system freeze, the only way to get it back on is to actually hard reset it with the reset button or the power button. No blue screen, no Control Alt Delete. It's not like OBS just stops. Bit concerning, because I don't know. This was, as I say, it was happening with the VR headset, but I think I diagnosed that issue, and I think I or at least troubleshooted it to a point of where I found that it was working, and I could actually live stream and record with the VR headset. So I don't know. Do you know what? I've got 64 gigabyte of RAM, and the RAM could be broke. I don't know. I at this point, I don't know if this is the same issue that's coming back. I hope to God it's not, because I have to do more VR videos with the Pimax, and obviously I do want to do more streams. It's never done that when I'm streaming on PC, but I would say that I've got the capture card I've got it into the USB hub. Maybe that wasn't the best place to plug it into. I don't know. But you're flying on PS5? Yeah. I am flying on PS5 still, yeah. Oh, Fly with Lado. Nice to see you, bud. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, so I'm really sorry. If it happens again, I will just call it a day with the live stream, because I'd have to turn everything back on. But Fly with Lado, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. This is the PS5. It's currently over. Oh, hello, mate. You're all right. I know. Well, the PC crashed, and you were just sitting off, floating in a plane while I sorted everything out, you know. So you're all right. You didn't have to do anything. Yeah, we're flying over. Is that LaGuardia? No, Newark, I think. And there's New York in the background there. Yeah, good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. Yeah, this is the PS5. I'm in a caravan, and again, I'm just testing out some areas. Tokyo was better than my PC, but again, we're using low to high graphics. think Newark has a handcrafted version, or at least you can obviously download a version, a payware. Yeah, the T-38, I thought it was. That doesn't seem to be in the aircraft list, but as I say, the Boom XB1 wasn't in the list yesterday, and I'm talking less than 24 hours ago. It wasn't in the list, so it looks like it's just been added, ready for pre-release. But I am going to try and live stream again this week to show you guys the Boom XB1 in a bit better detail. I just really don't want another crash on the PC. I've got so much to do, not just PS5 stuff, but PC content as well. LaGuardia, Newark is over the other side. Is that Newark there? It's over the other side, isn't it? Yeah, JFK's got a... It's just over this way, isn't it? Just over to the left. It's got a handcrafted version. And obviously Indie Builds do a version as well. Yeah, I thought so, mate. It's the LaGuardia and Newark I get mixed up with. I'm pretty okay with JFK, and obviously out over there we've got Long Island and then Montauk and stuff like that, and the Hamptons. Again, the photogrammetry in New York is fantastic, but you will see it loading in when you sort of, yeah, you know, when you scroll your camera around, you can see it still loading in. It was doing that in the beta as well, but a lot more, so it has been improved. But again, I don't know what speed my PS5 is getting, guys, so I do apologise for that. I don't think it's much different than what my PC is getting. Again, the New York is quite a good test for the sort of, you know, the performance and stuff. Tokyo being the main one, as I say, on my PC, look at that, you can see it loading in. If you kind of go off for a bit, if you let it load, but if you move away the camera for a bit, it will come popping back in. But I'm going to put that down to the speed of my internet that's coming wirelessly to the PS5 and not anything else really. Yeah, again, I've not done much airline flying since X-Plane 11 days. It's just mainly GA flying for me now. Mostly the UK. I've started going over to this side of the US actually, because around Montauk way there's a lot of nice photogrammetry areas. This is how they get better, I would think. I would think that they purposely, almost like foveated rendering in a VR headset, the way they only show what you're looking at, and obviously when you move your eyeballs in the VR headset, or in this case the camera, it loads the rest up. It's only loading what it needs to, which is fair enough, and it bodes well, because the performance on PS5 is so good, and visually it's very impressive. Like, I am so, like I said to you before, I'm very keen to now go back onto my PC version and fiddle with my settings, because I could afford to definitely lose some settings, or at least turn some stuff down, because if this is only running medium settings, then and look this good, then it's fantastic. What is your favourite aircraft? Do you know what? The Just Flight Piper ones, and they also added in a Piper Dakota with one of the last sort of free aircraft, famous flyer planes, and I really like the PA-28. I got to fly in a PA-28 recently in real life, and it was great to see the sort of comparison. And it's only when you get into a VR headset you start to feel how small the cockpits are in real life. Obviously the 2D screen's great, but it doesn't give you that sense of scale like the VR headset does. That throttle detemp message is because I'm putting the throttle down loads, and I'm not I'm not the greatest in the caravan, because obviously the RPM needs to go down as well. I wouldn't call this a landing by any means, guys, because I'm not going to try to, because I can't land these things. I can land the Cessna's really nice, but not the 172. I mean, not the caravans. The caravans are so fast. Like really fast. Yeah, the India Fox Tekka aircraft are really nice though. Like, they're really well done. What have I got of those guys? The F-35. It's very, very nice. Watch, you have the best landing ever. It might be, mate. I don't fly this aircraft because, for me, for some reason, it feels more overpowered than a bloody like an actual airliner. It really does. They're just so nippy for a prop. The PSVR 2 add-on. Even with the PSVR 2, I don't use the actual motion controls. On the PC you can, and with the PSVR 2 you're most likely going to be able to use the motion controls to manipulate the controls, but I don't. I still use you know, actual hardware to do it, because it's just a lot easier. The best, honestly, this is, and I mean this, the best flight, well, I couldn't call it a flight sim, the best software, flight software, or at least arcade/simulator software that does VR motion controls well is actually Aerofly FS2. The VR implementation is spot on. Like, it really is. The VR implementation on Aerofly FS2 and 4 is so good. There we go, there's reverse propeller. It wasn't the best landing. It was absolutely terrible. I would just continue to use the actual controls, to be honest, with VR. I don't like the motion controls. They don't. Oh my god! You didn't see that. That's not my concern anymore. I'm on the ground. These are so heavy, like sideways heavy, these aircraft, aren't they, man? Like, you can't, you've got to really, look at that. They're terrible. No, I'm not doing the caravan again. That's not happening. They're so sideways heavy. Like, so... Look at that. The landing was great, yeah. The landing was all right. It's not my aircraft. I like the 172 better. Just keep it simple. Can't be doing with turbo props, man. I know. I was going too fast. I know. That's one of those aircrafts that you really do. A throttle, an actual physical throttle, is really nice to have, so you can manipulate the prop RPM and the throttle with different levers on a PS5 control, it's not great. And then obviously the only thing else you can do is look down and use the mouse to manipulate those throttles as well. What do you think of the Sim on PS5's positives and negatives? Mate, it's just the controls for me. Visually, it's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I know visuals aren't everything, but obviously, you know, Microsoft Flight Simulators get known for its scenery, especially 2024 now. I can't fault the visuals. I'm so happy with how they've been able to get it to look. For me, it's just the control inputs. You can obviously map the touchpad and all that, but I think until you can use the, I haven't got the HOTAS one, so I can't really use it. But until they get a throttle system and actual hardware for the PS5, I think it's mostly going to be just the combination of different control inputs. Having a mouse helps, but yeah, I think hardware is needed, a joystick, an actual set of throttles as well. Can you please fly on Madrid, please? Yeah, we can, but I am going to finish the live stream soon because, as I say, the crash really put a downer on me because that was my PC and not the PS5. Which was absolutely mad, that it was my PC that crashed. I thought it was the PS5 at first, but I'm thinking, no way did it crash. But apparently, yeah, it is. It's struggling somewhere. I'm not too sure. What happened to the Miltech U2? I haven't got a clue, mate. It's like there's a couple of other things. The SR71 as well, someone was doing. I'm not too sure what was happening there. Can you show the H3? I can show an A320, yeah. Let's try and not kill my PC off, but we do have Heathrow. So let's try Heathrow. Let's have a little go. Should we attempt to land? Let's have a little look. What am I doing? But fly with Lado, mate. It's just for me. It's just the control. I'm finding it okay using a mouse, but again, it needs the hardware that you can get on a PC to truly feel good. I think it just, yeah. It's my only gripe, really, is just the lack of hardware, which can be easily remedied. It's not something that's going to go without, for sure. I'm also getting cuts in audio again, which isn't great, guys. So if I go off again, please bear with me. I'm going to put it down to the capture card. In this instance, any kind of crash, I'm gonna possibly think it might be because the capture card is going into a USB hub. So the capture card is going straight into my USB 3 hub and not into the actual motherboard. It might be that. It very well be that. Flemo, good to see you, mate. Good to see you, Owen. Thanks for coming in. I'm not too sure, mate. I don't know if it got cancelled. Military and all type of aircraft aren't really my cup of tea. And also it started me all the way up there. Which doesn't really work for me because I can't use slew mode to get down on the ground. And now I'm also nosediving towards the ground. It's probably because it's put me up far too high as well. Why does it put me up 120,000 feet up in the air? Yeah. Yeah. Fly with Lado, do you think it's to do with the... Because as I say, it has done this in the last couple of months, but I think it was mostly to do with with my Pimax headset that that Pimax sent me, and I think it was mostly due to it running. I had too many display ports plugged in, and the graphics card was freezing the system. But do you think it's to do with? Do you think it's to do with the fact that the capture card? It's not a massive capture card. It's not even. It's not anything amazing, like. But do you think it's to do with that, maybe? I will definitely have a look at that, because if it is that, then that's great. I don't have to worry that my PC's buggering up. Owen, how's it coping on PS5? It's good, mate. As I say, my main gripe is just controller inputs mostly. How it's coping with, obviously I've got a Corsair mouse plugged in, and using obviously the PS5 controller. It's just, that's where it's lacking, is the how much I can control it. I know the HOTAS 1, the Thrustmaster, works, but I haven't got one to show. But I know that does work. So when obviously other companies start to get on board with hardware and PS5, I'm sure it'll be perfect. But for me, it's just the lack of that. Visually, it's great. Performance is fantastic. It looks like it's run off medium settings, but even then, the medium settings look good. You can also see it hanging over Heathrow right now with an A320. This is the longest it's taken. It's quite quick on loading from the actual PS5 menu and getting into a flight. This is the longest it's taken. There we go, we're loaded in. Fly with adult, yes, when I only keep my peripherals on my USB hub. Right, okay, mate, that's probably what it is. I'm not going to mess with it now. Also, memory resource, again, low disable avionics. I've never seen that message before. I've not even seen that message on PC before. But if you guys are interested in seeing, let's have a little look. Let me see if I can get it up. This is just the handcrafted version of Heathrow. If you guys are interested in seeing Heathrow. I've got my aircraft turned off. I haven't got any aircraft turned on. This is just the Heathrow that comes installed, sort of included. I think this is only in premium deluxe though, I think. Innie Builds' version is a hell of a lot better, but again, I'm not too sure when we're going to be able to get our hands on the marketplace version of that. Have you tried to fly with the controller motion sense option? Yes, in my past live stream I did, yeah. It's probably better with smaller aircraft and sort of fighter jets, I would say. You can also see that the actual, yeah, this terminal hasn't loaded up correctly. That's in the ground. Hang on. Is that in the ground? There we go. See, it's taking its time to load in, but I really think that this is due to the wireless speeds I'm getting on my internet. I am gonna put it down to that. I will try and activate the what is the gyro? There's an actual thing for gyro, like a shortcut. L1, L3. So I will try, hopefully, to show you that. Also, I don't want to pull out the... You can see that actually everything's still loading in, so the actual textures load back in. There is a lot of key bindings that have already been set as well that I've noticed. Park and brake, R1 and square. Dexter, thank you so much. I'll be going off live stream in a second anyway, mate, because I need to... this is a lot longer than I would have been live streaming, but obviously we had that crash, and I do need to make sure that I test that crash out. Obviously, takeoff speeds aren't inserted. That was the message there, but I'm not messing about with that at the minute. I would say performance out of handcrafted Heathrow is great. L1L. There we go. Hang on. Is it working? Doesn't seem to be working. Interesting. That's overspeed, that, guys, just while I'm trying to mess about, trying to see if the gyro works. The gyro was working. It might not work in the airliners. Performance is great. I can't fault the performance. Visually, again, you'll see all the terrain loading back in. Satellite terrain looks great. I just can't get the gyro to work, which is mad. That's a cursor. Interesting. You can actually see the thing coming up on screen. I'm trying to do it, but it's not letting me do it. But I think it's okay. I wouldn't use it to fly the aircraft. No. Yeah, thank you for everyone that's come in. I do apologise for the crash. I will be ending the live stream soon. If you are coming in, I realise that people have been coming in over the last 10 minutes. Please do go back and watch the stream if you're interested. Maybe skip through parts. It's been over 2 hours now. We're going into our third hour. Did you use... No, the T-38 doesn't seem to be available, and the Boom XB1 doesn't seem to be the most stable aircraft. It seems to be still quite a bit iffy. It either won't load in or there's no sounds to it for some reason. And the T-38 doesn't seem to be on there yet either. But performance is fantastic, it really is. And they've also put the actual cabins in as well, and they look great. Can't get the gyro to work though, not too sure why that is. Autopilot seems to work fine. Would you recommend a purchase? Currently on the fence on this one. Have a PS5. If you've got a PS5 Pro, yeah, definitely. Just get a standard version for now. Don't go all out with a premium deluxe version. Bear with me, guys. Apologise. That's overspeed one. That's because I just haven't done any actual flying, and plus, as I said, I don't fly airliners. Yeah, I mean, recommendation, start off with the standard version. Don't go mad and buy yourself the Aviator Edition or the Premium Deluxe. If you're on the fence, I would definitely say if you're into flight simulators, there's loads on there. Fighter jets, obviously you can't do any military exercises or anything like that, but your slower aircraft, your helicopters, your gliders. There's definitely something to suit you if you're into aviation and you want to have a go. Obviously, this going into next year, you're going to have PSVR 2 support, which, guys, PS5 users, I'm so excited for you, because VR on this flight simulator is going to be, it's incredible. And I can tell you that for certain, because this thing runs perfectly on my PC, and it's so immersive. Even on some of the VR videos I've done, it doesn't really capture what VR is like. It really doesn't. I won't be live much longer, guys. I'm gonna try and do a Boom XB1 specific, or at least its own little stream, because it doesn't seem to be working, and I don't think the T38 is in it yet. I have tried to look, but it doesn't come up. No, I don't. I've had to scroll through and it doesn't look to be there. Yeah, I know there was a lot of overspeed. I know someone's asked for Madrid Airport. Is the DualSense fine to play with? I don't need a HOTS. Yes, but I still recommend getting a mouse. That's all I can say. To get yourself a cheap mouse, or one that you've got one in your house, a cheap mouse that you've got in your house, don't. If you've got one lying around, or someone's got one, you can get a cheap one, plug it into your front of your PC, because that's what I've been using, my old Corsair one, and it just helps. It's fine in the menus. The PS5 is great in the menus, but I would say for a cockpit that's got any kind of dials, which most have, touch screens or anything like that, I'd get a mouse. I think having hardware like a HOTAS would be beneficial. This, for me, the only negative I'm going to give it so far is that it's a bit more difficult to pilot aircraft with the basic setup that it's got. That's my only gripe at the minute. But it's still fantastic. It looks visually lovely. I can't fault the graphics. It runs really nice. There's areas that still take a bit of power out, but remember, I'm on a base PS5, so everything that you've seen on this live stream is a base PS5. It's an actual launch day PS5, so it's had none of its motherboard revisions. It's still the most base PS5 you can get. That's all I'd say on that. We're in a Diamond. Is it DA40? Right over Madrid now. You can actually see the Bernabeu just to the left. Looks fantastic. Some of the photogrammetry looks a bit green again, but at the Bernabeu is actually a modelled point of interest. You can see it actually looks a lot more better modelled than the photogrammetry. Looks really nice, actually. And again, the performance over here will be really, really good. Obviously, the DualSense. Let's see if the gyro works on this plane. Oh, yeah, it does. So it wasn't working on the A320 for some reason, but as you can see, guys, I tilt it upwards. Sorry, tilt it towards me to pitch the aircraft up, away from me to down, and then obviously side to side. It works okay with this plane, but it's still not. It's nice, you know. It's all right. It's nice. I haven't looked at if there's any sensitivity options, but it's, for me, I couldn't see myself using that a lot. Sorry about the Nightbot. Nightbot's a pain in the ass with caps and all that. I haven't fine-tuned Nightbot, so I do apologise, guys. But But yeah, I won't be live much longer because it has been 3 hours now, and I'm still a bit disheartened by the whole PC crash. So I need to make sure that my capture card isn't in my USB hub anymore, because I think that was the issue. But I'll tell you what, PlayStation 5 users who haven't got a PC and who are going to be flying in the simulator for the first time, I'm so excited for you, because you're going to have a fantastic time when PSVR 2 support comes next year and you've got one of those headsets lying around. You're going to have an even better time flying. You will find it hard going back to the flat screen flying. You will only want to fly in VR. I can confidently say that. It is that good. It really is. Flying in VR is so immersive. You get to feel the scale of the aircraft more. Your landings will be better because you have much more of a sense of depth and scale to where the aircraft is coming down onto the runway. You'll see all these dials and screens in great detail close up, and again you'll get the sense of scale of these aircraft, how small they are compared to obviously a 747. And obviously when the marketplace stuff comes into play and you can start buying better aircraft and more visually stunning, like the fidelity on some of the third-party aircraft is just incredible, and the airports as well. So airports that are available for your local airports or ones that you've been to. Any Builds have just released Manchester Airport on PC. For me, it's just incredible. It looks amazing. But I would say be aware that it does take a lot longer for things to come out on Marketplace. Microsoft have to approve it, and it can take 2 to 4 weeks, usually even longer. So that is the biggest thing with Marketplace. On the PC, we obviously have marketplaces on websites, and we can then install them manually as well. So yeah, there's no PS5 enhancements. The game doesn't hit from what I've seen. Yeah, okay, so for me, I've had a lot of people argue about the FPS and say they need 60. For a flight simulator, you don't need 60 FPS. You don't need 60 FPS. There's absolutely no point. There's even in the fighter jets that are going a bit faster, you don't need 60 FPS. Flight simming is fine with 30. In VR, obviously you'll definitely want 50 and upwards, but I'm sure they will do their own bit of magic with the PSVR 2. Flight like this in this aircraft, even in your A320s, your A380s, your bigger aircraft, you're going to be at 40,000, 38,000 feet, 40,000 feet. You don't need 60 FPS at all. Red Bull Air Racing at 30 FPS. No, I still think it'll be fine personally, but again, people would say otherwise. Frame rate looks terrible. Pro announcing Red Bull going to be awful. Again, I would disagree, but if you want to try it out, you can do. But I tried Red Bull Air Racing yesterday. I'm not going to try it today. Or maybe you know what? Maybe that'll be the last thing I try then. I personally think also as well as this is on a capture card in OBS, it's probably not the true FPS that I'm getting. If this was plugged into a screen, I was seeing it. You know what I mean? So I'm playing on a base PS5, just a normal PS5. The one of the first PS5s, one of the launch day PS5s. Some of these you do have to download separately. Where should we go? Should we just go to Dubai or Budapest? Let's go to Budapest. Later, brother, hope you can fix the issues you're having. Yeah, I hope so too, mate. And to be honest with you, it probably is the hub. I think it was the first thing I looked at, and when you said it 100% is, I think it probably is. Everything else is peripherals in the USB hub, and that's the first crash I've had since the VR headset was plugged in, which I think I fixed. But thanks for coming in, mate. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be going off live. I'm going to have a little go at this. I'm not the best pilot with these. These are very nippy and fast, and there's, you know, God, I'm not the best of pilots anyway, but the skill for one of these aircraft is insane. Anyway, it is loading up. It does take a tiny bit. But yeah, guys, if you have enjoyed the stream, please do still share it, because I do make my streams available to rewatch. Please leave a like, and if you are rewatching, comment and let me know. I'm going to try and go live again. I'm going to give the simulator a couple of days after its early access tomorrow, and then I'm going to try the Boom XB1 again, and then I'll set up another live stream possibly for Friday and see if we can do a bit of flying in that, as well as a bit more flying. Internet speed, my internet speed is around 100 megs, so I'm not fast at all by today's standard, but I think my PS5 is getting it through wireless, so it's probably a tiny bit slower. If you've got faster internet speeds, even better for yourselves. Obviously this simulator is purely based on streaming. This has taken a bit of time to load in for some reason. I'm not too sure why. I know I tried it briefly yesterday. Oh, there we go. Should load in up in a second. But yeah, please, let's have a little practice. If you are enjoying it, guys, I do more content. I've got some VR content using the Pimax. My main machine for flight simulation is my PC. It's not the PS5. This was provided by Xbox and Microsoft, so I could do this for you guys. I also don't like the line on screen as well. There's a smoke coming out the back. Look at that. I'm not the best with this, guys, so do bear with me. There's probably a way you can turn these yellow lines off, but listen, I wouldn't know where the hell I'm going if I did that. And I can imagine doing VR in this. It would be absolutely incredible. If you've got the stomach for it, I would say fighter jets and something fast is absolutely amazing in VR. Should be pulling that back the acceleration there probably, but just have a little go for you guys. I think it's absolutely fine in this frame rate, to be quite honest. Should be getting those wings sideways, shouldn't I? You can see how very, very sensitive it is, and this is quite a short course as well. Swans in Monument Valley and Dubai and stuff like that. I definitely don't recommend playing in third person. I might do some more gyro flying, yeah. I'll see how the next stream goes, but as I say, my main platform isn't PS5. I will just reiterate that my platform on I used most of my content for the simulator is PC, so go and look back at me previous live streams and previous videos as well. I do a mixture of VR, cinematic videos, trailers, live streams, PS5 now, so yeah, there's a nice little mixture. I think the frame rate here is absolutely fine. People would want 60. I don't see the issue with it personally, but it is what it is. If people want extra frames, bit of a stall there. You can see how well Budapest is mapped as well, and all the smoke is still there as well. It's fantastic. But yeah, guys, that is it for now, because I need to get going. I've got loads to do. Thanks for everyone who's subscribed. Thank you everyone who's watched. It wasn't the most streamlined stream because we did have a crash. My PC decided to just give up, like me basically. It's just I could have just gave up halfway through that because I haven't got the energy nowadays. I am older than I look, by the way. I'm nearly 40 years old, so so yeah, I know that's still young at heart and all that. But guys, yeah, I keep an eye on my Discord, and if you've subscribed, just keep an eye out on the channel over the next week. Another live stream tomorrow. It's PC based. I'm going to be looking at Wanaka region by NZA Simulations. That's their upgraded, fully rebuilt Wanaka region in New Zealand. It's for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I've got 2 copies to give away for PC only, and that I'm live tomorrow on the PC from 7 p.m. UK. And as I say, keep a lookout. I'll try and go live again with the PS5 before it properly launches on the 8th, which is next Monday, and try and hopefully do more flying in the Boom XB1. Hopefully the T38's available to have a look in it as well, and have a little bit more and see if I can fiddle around with some control configurations and see if I can mess about with that. But listen, guys, everyone who stayed through to the end, Aero Dessa, man, thank you so much. Everyone who's come in and spent time in the stream, I can't thank you enough. It's been a good one. Apart from me PC crashing, it's been great. As I say, please do go ahead, subscribe, go and follow me on social media, all linked in my YouTube profile and stream description as well, and join me on Discord as well because I put everything in there. And that's about it. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you again very soon, as in tomorrow at 7 p.m.